I get it. When somebody hears formula or function inside of Excel, they think Excel is going to get way more complicated than it actually is. But once you understand the basics of what formulas and functions do, you'll open yourself up to hundreds of possibilities within Excel. Let's get started. So just as a practical example here, we have this whole list of numbers, right? And say we want to add them up. We want the sum of all these numbers, right? And you could, if you wanted to, get the calculator out and go ahead and add each number one by one if you really wanted to. Me, I prefer to use a function, a sum function for this. So what I want to do is just click in this bottom box, right? We're going to hit equals. All formulas start with an equal sign, okay? Then I'm going to start hitting sum. There you go. I'm going to see it pop up on the list. I hit tab. It pops up. It's going to ask us what these numbers are. What numbers do we want to add? So we're going to click on this top row, drag all the way down right here, N1 to N20. We're going to close the bracket, hit enter, and there you go. Easy, right? So what just happened there? That was like magic, right? Well, not really. See, it all starts with an equal sign. When you type in an equal sign, you're telling Excel, okay, I'm going to start a formula now. Okay, so pay attention. You do the equals, and then what comes next is the function. What function do I want Excel to perform, right? What do we want it to do? Okay, so in that case, it was the sum. So we had a sum function, okay? And then we had a parentheses. Now, inside the parentheses, okay, that's what we call the argument. That's the information that the function needs to perform its task. That's all it is, okay? Let's look at another example. So here we have a more practical example for our ancestry research. Say we've got two columns, a date of birth and a date of death. And these are for all of our ancestors that we have on our list. And we want to add a column for age. Now again, we could break out the calculator if we really wanted to, but I prefer just to use a function to do this, okay? So what I want to do is go right to this cell right here, right? The first cell in age. And again, first thing I type is the equal sign, okay? Equals. And what am I going to do? I'm going to subtract the date in D2 from the date in C2, okay? So D2 minus C2. Now in this case, because there's no function, all I have to do is just enter D2 minus C2, okay? But it's still a formula. There you go. The only time you're going to use brackets is when you have a function, okay? So the function's going to need information to work, all right? If it's just regular math like we're doing right here, you don't really need it, okay? So there you go, 77. How do we get these down? Like in the last video I showed you, when your cursor turns into this little plus sign here, double click, and it filters all the way down, okay? So let's take this a step further. Maybe you're curious as to what is the average lifespan of these ancestors that you have in your list. So let's get it started. What's the first thing we type? Equal sign. And what do we want? We want the average lifespan, right? So we're going to start typing average. And there it is. I hit tab. It comes up. So here's the first parentheses, right? And inside's the argument. It's looking for numbers. What are we averaging here? What do you want me to average? What numbers? Well, we have all of these numbers here, right? So we're going to click on the first one and drag down. And that's our range. And then all we have to do is close the parentheses. Bingo. Average life expectancy of, well, unfortunately for these guys, it's 41, but you know, it is what it is. So as you can tell, there's a lot of practical uses for formulas and functions inside of Excel to help you with your ancestry research. We're going to be going over a lot of those in the future, so stay tuned. And so far, I hope you enjoyed the course. If you are, give it a like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. All right, I'll catch you next time.